Welcome back. Welcome back to the Will Hemming Show. We got a little updates here on our last video about Mr. Harjinder Singh. Well, apparently, I made reference in the video that he was the same guy who had crashed the bridge in Alabama. And I had a few commenters tell me it's not the same guy. Nobody could tell me why it's not the same guy, but I did a little research this morning and we find out that there are roughly, possibly about 300 or so Harjinder Singhs in California alone. Makes sense. I mean, we discussed the Singh last name, surname, and how that came to be. And Harjinder is a name that means love, peace, one who is loved. It has connotations of that, and it's usually a name reserved for girls, for females, but there's also a lot of guys carrying that name. Now, in 2019, when this bridge was collapsed in Alabama, place I've never been. Well, I have been to Alabama. I take that back. I've driven across into Alabama. Never lived in Alabama, but according to reports, this guy in 2019 already had an extensive record of bad driving. When he got sued for the bridge, they brought that up, and yeah, that kind of points to it possibly being one of those other 300 Singhs. Also, the article that I found from let's see, who the hell was that article with? River Valley Now News. This is the article put out August 14, 2019. They say Mr. Singh was 35 years old and from Corona, California. Well, today's Harjinder Singh is reportedly 28 and from Stockton. Now, I guess that's the first place he got an ID. Now, true indeed, those are two different numbers, wildly different. But I got to tell you, the Harjinder Singh from today looks like he's about 40. And the Harjinder Singh from Alabama, 2019, bridge collapse, would be about 40 now. He'd be about 40, 41, right? Okay, like I said, there's different things that point to the same guy. There's a lot of things that point to him being different guys. I'll go ahead and let it fly that I probably am wrong about that. I got a lot of articles saying that it was true. And we got a bunch of people saying that it's not. We don't have any real proof that it's not the same guy, but the preponderance of the evidence says it's not the same guy, and it's definitely a chance, a good solid chance that it's not the same guy. So we'll leave it at that, but in the grand scheme of things, it's the same guy. Two guys from the same place, same name, same religion, same profession, same horrible driving record, same lack of proficiency with the English language. We don't know about the legal status of the first Harjinder Singh. He may have been illegal, maybe not. Who knows? But they got their license in California, which is hard for a legal person to do, easy for an illegal to do. So we'll just leave it like that. Also, moving on, we got some other good little comments here that were picked up by the page. I also showed a video in the beginning of the video, a video on top of the video, an overlay of a traffic scene, supposedly in India, with all kind of cars doing all kind of crazy stuff. And I showed a picture here of the video, the way it appeared in YouTube, where I ripped it from. And it definitely shows mad crossroad, no rules traffic, India live streaming. This is a very busy intersection in India, despite non-compliance with any rules. Traffic accidents do not occur too often, right? But then you dig down into the comments of that video, which I did not do, and they revealed that it's actually an intersection in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. So guess what? I've got real footage of real India right here, and once again, it's the same. Might as well have been India, but it's the same. Road rules over there are wildly unrelatable. We got a video that showed that of a gentleman who actually American. It sounds like an American anyway. He went to India to drive, and he's giving you instructions on how to make it there because the road rules are so crazy. I mean, you can bump into each other, nobody has to stop and call the police and none of that. You just bump into each other and keep it going. If nobody's dead, you keep it going. But there are still chickens, cows, and people, and carts, and bicycles, and motorcycles all over the place. Trucks on the road down there. Over there. Down there. Yeah, south of the recording. Down there. Trucks and buses rule the road in India. And basically, if you drive a car out there, you see a truck or a bus, you get the hell out of its way. And unfortunately, the three people or the person driving the minivan in Florida was not aware of how trucks dominate the road and they could do anything at any time. And they plowed right into the side of it as he was making a crazy wild U-turn. And that ended their life. These two driving styles, American and Indian driving styles, do not mix. Now, we have some crazy, wild-ass areas in the United States. And we have a lot of illegals. We have a lot of foreign people that don't know how to drive at all here in the United States. Not all, but a lot. And we got our own problems. I mean, you know, I got Crenshaw Boulevard. That's like a freeway over here. You don't be going slow on Crenshaw near where I am. So it's like, you don't want to do that. So even though it's a street marked at 35, 45 miles an hour, 80 is the norm. Okay, and that's just something we live with. And I said, you're in the area, you know how to live with it. And I know in India there are not a crazy amount of deaths on the road. I mean, the traffic probably keeps that to a minimum, the speed of which you're actually driving. But I mean, I've seen some stuff. There's one video of a bus. From inside the bus, this bus picks up people, brand new looking bus. I mean, it's either a man or something. It's one of those new European looking buses. And he is flying down the road, the highway. I mean, zigzagging, swerving, there are lanes in this highway, and the lane dashes mean nothing. He's straddling them half of the time. He's zigzagging all over the place, constantly hitting the horn, flying past every manner of transportation known to man on this highway, going 20 miles an hour. He's doing like 60. It says 100 kilometers an hour on his Speedo, but looking at the window and looking at the video, he's doing 150. And every other car is doing 20 and 30. That's how it looks. Wow, wild stuff. But anyway, like I said, the video I posted was wrong. It was Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. But for all intents and purposes, that's how it is over there. It's real similar. Okay, now we got another comment or two. How about this one? I got one comment from one guy. Just really rubbed me the wrong way. This one here, he said at minute 1400, that's when I am discussing my credentials and how I achieved my CDL. I said basically I said I had to pay big money for my license, which I did not have to pay big money. I corrected that because I went through an on-the-job training program where they actually, the school bus company out here named Laidlaw, it's a private company. It's not a city school bus. It's long gone. But back then, they would take people off the street. I mean, you had to have a driver's license. You had to be, I think, 19 to drive a school bus. I forget at the time. But anyway, I was 21. And they take you off the street. Now, me, I've always been a driver. I mean, I've been driving since I could drive, right? I started early. And they take you off the street and they'll train you. They run you through an intense training program. And then you get a job with them driving once you get your license and you've done all the training, all the hours of on the road, all the hours of classroom, passed all your tests, everything like that. Then they give you a job and you make, like, at the time it was like $7.35 an hour, real close to minimum wage. And you drive school buses, right? That's what they do. But we were very good and we had great safety records and we had people up our ass. They had the authorities up our ass constantly. But anyway, I'll mention that part. And this guy comes at me like, oh, quote unquote, I had to pay money under the table to get my license, as if I paid somebody for my license. It definitely wasn't the GED education I got with a Z, because apparently I'm a big dumb idiot. So, How the hell are you talking about India when you haven't been anywhere other than Mobile, Alabama? Exclamation point. Stop making stereotypical bigoted comments. I've never been to Mobile, Alabama. Never said I have. I was raised in LA, Compton, California. Traveled a lot. My mother worked for American Airlines, so we got to fly all over the place all the time. Did a lot of traveling as a kid. My parents were very education oriented. They put me in the best elementary schools and the best junior high and high schools they could find. And, they pushed me into college. I went for an engineering degree. Didn't finish. That was my own fault. But still, I'm a dumbass with a GED. I have never gotten a GED. I know what a GED is. I graduated very high in my class. I was supposed to go to the Air Force Academy, qualify for all of that. Didn't go because I got freaked out about all the years you had to spend in the Air Force. Didn't want to do it after the fact, so I freaked out, Plus, high school, girls was on my mind. I was running around here chasing females, doing stupid stuff, made some bad decisions. But I went to college for a long time and, whatever. But anyway, stop making stereotypical and bigoted comments. Okay. I won't talk about anything. I won't talk about any place I've never been. And I won't talk about anybody I've never met because I have no way of finding out anything. I guess education just means nothing. I mean, you have to actually go to places and you have to actually you have to actually meet people and get to know them before you can talk about them or anything they've said or done. Anyway, you can kiss my ass, basically. Because you ain't changing nothing that I do. I'm going to talk about what I know, what I found out, and I'll tell you I found out. And if I get it wrong, I'll tell you I got it wrong, and I'll come on here and correct it. But until then, mind your own damn business, homie. That's all I got to say about that. But anyway, we're going to keep it pushing. And I want to mention that, yes, we are dealing with this Harjinder Singh stuff and the trucking stuff and the smog related stuff, but we are going to get back into cars because that's my number one passion. So, I know I've made a few new followers from the trucking stuff, and I'm a truck driver. I've been a truck driver for 27 years. I am going to continue to be a truck driver probably till I stop driving trucks, maybe become a full-time YouTuber. I don't know. But regardless, I'm gonna be driving trucks. I'm gonna own trucks and I'm gonna drive trucks for the nearby future. And I will post videos about my life and things I see and things I think about. And I'll be glad to talk and always want to hear from you and talk to you about anything that I got going on here. So thank you for watching and keep watching me. If you like what I do, just give me a like, give me a follow. Please give me a comment. We can talk all day. Even the jackass here, I love to hear these comments. I love to be able to respond to them. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day and get on out. Y'all have a nice life until next time we meet again.